China and Taiwan stand on the precipice of conflict, a tension that reverberates globally. The crackling tension between these two nations, one a global superpower and the other a self-governing democratic island, forms the backdrop of our narrative today. Delving into the history, we find that the China-Taiwan discord has its roots in the mid-20th century. The Chinese Communist Party views Taiwan as a renegade province, a part of its territory that has strayed from the fold. On the other hand, Taiwan, a vibrant democracy, has been striving to affirm its independence, its people determined to decide their own destiny. In recent years, the tension has escalated, with China continuously flexing its military might, pushing into Taiwan's airspace and waters, a move deemed illegal by international law. The actions of this global superpower have been met with resilience from Taiwan, as it stands firm against the pressure. The United States, a significant player in this geopolitical chessboard, has been showing its support for Taiwan. Despite not having an official diplomatic relationship, the U.S. has been Taiwan's most crucial international backer and arms supplier. This unofficial relationship is a thorn in China's side, adding to the strain in the U.S.-China relations. The recent Taiwanese elections have further complicated the situation. With the ruling party returning to power, the mandate of the Taiwanese people seems clear. They reject the pressure from the Chinese Communist Party. The election's outcome, however, has stoked fears of an escalated conflict with Beijing, as Taiwan's incoming president is expected to face increased pressure, including potential military maneuvers near the island. The stakes are high in this complex interplay of power, politics, and identity. The world watches the unfolding drama between China and Taiwan. The next scenes will delve further into these recent developments. The United States casts a long shadow over the China-Taiwan conflict, its involvement stirring the pot of already simmering tensions. An interesting dance of diplomacy and strategy unfolds as the U.S. navigates its relationships with both Taiwan and China. The U.S. maintains an unofficial relationship with Taiwan, a delicate balance of diplomacy born out of necessity and strategic interests. While the U.S. does not formally recognize Taiwan as an independent nation, it has consistently provided support in the face of China's increasing pressure on the island. This support is bound by law, ensuring Taiwan has the means to defend itself against external threats. A recent significant example of this unofficial camaraderie took place in California, where Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen and U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy met to present a united front. This meeting was a clear demonstration of solidarity, marking the highest-level audience a sitting Taiwan president has received on American soil. However, this support for Taiwan does not translate into endorsement of its independence. In the wake of Taiwan's recent general elections, President Joe Biden clarified that the U.S. does not support Taiwan's independence from China. This nuanced stance aims to prevent further escalation of tensions with Beijing, even as the U.S. continues its support for Taiwan. The U.S. is tasked with the difficult challenge of supporting a democratic ally while trying to mend its strained relationship with a global superpower. The balance it strikes between these two roles is crucial, not just for the U.S., but for the stability of the Indo-Pacific region. With Taiwan's future expected to be a key factor in the upcoming presidential elections, the U.S.'s role and stance will be under intense scrutiny. As Taiwan builds unofficial ties with Western democracies to compensate for the loss of official recognition, the U.S.'s continued support, albeit unofficial, will be of paramount importance. As the U.S. walks a diplomatic tightrope, the future of its relations with both China and Taiwan hangs in the balance. The outcome of this intricate dance will shape not only the fate of Taiwan, but also the geopolitical dynamics of the entire region. In the eye of this international storm, Taiwan's recent elections have thrown a new light on the island's defiance against China's overtures. The election results have spoken clearly. The ruling Democratic Progressive Party, or DPP, has returned to power, with Lai Ching-te at its helm as the newly elected president. This victory is largely seen as a direct rebuff to the Chinese Communist Party and its claims over the island. The elections in Taiwan are about more than just internal politics. They are a litmus test for China-Taiwan relations and signal the island's persistent resilience against Beijing's pressures. Lai Ching-te's victory is a testament to this, as he has pledged to both stand up to Beijing and seek talks, a delicate balance that reflects the complexity of the issue at hand. But what does this mean for Taiwan-China relations? Well, it's a bold statement of Taiwan's determination to not bow down to Beijing's pressure. It's a declaration of Taiwan's commitment to its democratic values and its resolve to decide its own future. Yet the victory of the DPP is expected to be met with a renewed wave of pressure from China. Beijing sees Taiwan as part of its territory and has never renounced the use of force to bring the island under its control. Taiwan's government expects China to stage military maneuvers near the island this spring, a threatening show of force that is meant to intimidate but also galvanize Taiwan's resolve. The ruling party's return to power signals a continuation of Taiwan's defiance against China's overtures and a commitment to its democratic values. It's a clear message that Taiwan's future can only be decided by its own people, not by external pressures or threats. This sentiment was echoed by Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen, who emphasized that Taiwan's future can only be decided by its own people. The election results have set the stage for a new chapter in Taiwan's struggle for independence, a chapter that the world will be watching closely. As the dust settles on the election, one thing is clear. Taiwan stands unwavering in its pursuit of democracy and self-determination, no matter the pressure from across the strait. The ripple effects of the China-Taiwan conflict extend far beyond these two nations, impacting global politics, economics, and security. This tension at the heart of Asia is not a local issue, but a global one, with consequences that could reverberate across continents. The economic implications alone are substantial. As two of the world's largest economies, any conflict between China and Taiwan could disrupt global trade. Taiwan, for example, plays a crucial role in the semiconductor industry, producing microchips essential to everything from smartphones to cars. Any disruption to this supply chain could send shockwaves through multiple sectors worldwide. Beyond economics, the conflict also poses significant security risks. As tensions escalate, other countries are inevitably drawn in. The United States, for example, has committed to helping Taiwan defend itself, a pledge that could potentially put it in direct conflict with China. Other nations in the region, such as Japan and South Korea, also find themselves navigating the choppy waters of this dispute, their security tightly intertwined with its outcome. But it's not just regional players who are affected. The China-Taiwan conflict has become a global chessboard, with nations worldwide watching, waiting, and strategizing. The international community must grapple with complex questions of sovereignty, democracy, and human rights, all set against the backdrop of shifting power dynamics. And then there are the warnings from experts, the chilling predictions of military conflict. Billionaire investor Ray Dalio, for example, has warned that the United States and China are dangerously close to a war over Taiwan, a conflict that could have severe economic consequences. This isn't a distant possibility, but a looming threat, with potential repercussions for every corner of the globe. The China-Taiwan conflict is a ticking time bomb in the heart of Asia, its potential explosion poised to reshape the world order as we know it. As we watch this situation unfold, we must remember that its impact extends far beyond the shores of these two nations. This is a global issue, one that demands our attention, our understanding, and our engagement.